The idea of intrinsic and extrinsic rewards is a very common feature of discussions around modern reward system design. And this is another area that derives from, or at least builds upon, our understanding of the way in which people are motivated. If we think back through the various approaches that have been taken towards our understanding of human motivation, pretty much everything that has followed on from very early, very crude economic man types of motivation theory has identified that there is something more going on in the way in which people are motivated than simply by being focused about the prize that's on offer. We all know that the rational economic demand approach, the kinds of approaches that were built into Frederick Taylor's scientific management were very much based around crude ideas that you wave a pile of cash at someone and they come running. That it was simply about the reward itself, the thing that people wanted, and that would generate motivation on itself. But virtually every other motivation theory that has followed since that early, relatively crude attempt has had a broader canvas, has had an emphasis on understanding that motivation can be derived by the doing of something rather than simply being about the receiving of something because you've done something. So that the nature of motivation is bound up in the act itself, in the doing of things, that it is intrinsic to the act that we're engaged in. And these ideas that have been common across a whole range of motivation theories, whether it's Maslow, whether it's Herzberg, those kind of content theories, or whether it's in the more modern process theories, have highlighted this issue that the way that things are done, the thing that people do, is a very important part of the motivation of an individual. It's not simply about saying, this person likes X, and so therefore if we give them X, they will do what we want them to do. There's something deeper than that. There's something more about the needs of people to be expressed in the things that they do. And that's an important part of what it is to be motivated as a human being. And it's this idea that underpins the importance of what we call intrinsic rewards. That it's not simply about a big pile of cash. It's not just about getting that reward that is important. It's the foundation for much modern thinking about reward systems. When we talk about total reward, we're talking about things that are beyond the things that we give to people, beyond the rewards themselves, in scare quotes, but about intrinsic factors, about how we can build the quality of someone's work experience, about how we can allow people to express themselves through work, and that those things can become rewards in themselves. And so this is an important part of how we can think about reward more broadly, rather than simply focusing on the cash, the transactional benefits that we get from reward. And of course, this can be more important for some organisations than others, because often organisations that are not cash rich might have to think very deeply about how they can make their work very satisfying, so that they can attract and keep good people without being able to lavish them with financial rewards. And it might be more important for all organisations at certain periods of time in tough economic situations. So this is, like I say, an important part of modern reward thinking, but it's also an important part of the repertoire of organisations generally to think about how they can use these different kinds of rewards that are bound up with the doing of work, that we might associate with relational aspects of the relationship between employer and employee, about how pleasant a workplace might be as somewhere to exist, about how good the quality of the relationships are between co-workers, about how well the prospects someone might feel exist in one place rather than another, about how much opportunities people have to stretch themselves or grow and expand their capabilities. So these intrinsic aspects of rewards need to be considered alongside extrinsic rewards. The aspects of rewards that come from the work itself, they're very important. Particularly important in terms of accessing what we call discretionary effort, the things that people choose to do. Often a focus on extrinsic rewards means that people simply do what they're expected. They meet their job description, they achieve the objectives that they've been set, and that's fine. But real success for an organisation is often associated with the extent to which people are prepared to go the extra mile, the way in which people are able to dig deep from within themselves, to express their capabilities within an organisational context. And people's willingness to do that, which is something very difficult to direct them to do, people's willingness to do that is often associated with the extent to which they feel satisfied with these intrinsic rewards, that they're happy, that they're satisfied, that they're committed to the place that they work, that they feel that it's meaningful in some way or another. And these are the benefits that intrinsic rewards provide. Now, of course, organisations can make a conscious choice to place an emphasis on these kinds of rewards, to take them seriously alongside the extrinsic rewards that we know are part and parcel, just a necessary transaction of the employment relationship. But clearly some organisations are going to be in a better position to do this than others because of the nature of the work itself, because of the jobs that exist within that organisation, that some jobs are much more suited towards the ability to translate or to express those intrinsic elements, simply because they are more stretching jobs, they are more fulfilling jobs, they have those qualities that other jobs simply do not. And it may be that an organisation's ability or willingness to go down this route is bound up with a particular set of values, a management style, an organisational philosophy, the extent to which managers see the need, they have the inclination to allow people to express their individuality, to express themselves as humans, as not just factors of production, but as participants within organisations. Organisations that have that kind of philosophy, that outlook on life, will find this approach much more natural than an organisation which, perhaps expresses more of a theory X approach to work.